Okay, good day students. So welcome to Principles of Accounting. We will be employing the steps of accounting principles. Okay, to proceed in adjusting our entries, so we don't proceed directly to the trial balance, we have to enter everything sa journal. So unsaon pag-adjust, what are the things that we have to adjust first? Yung ating mga accruals, then deferrals or the prepayments, and of course the non-cash transactions. Yung mga non-cash na mga transactions, example nito ay yung depreciation. Dito sa notes natin in adjusting entries, may nakalagay dito na allowance for bad debts. So, makikita natin to sa balance sheet. But as for the proceeding transactions, we have to close the books. So, we have to settle all the transactions which have been left hanging. Example is itong first transaction. On January 5, 2024, Bethel Corporation signed and received a loan of 1.2 and payable for 10 years with about 3% per annum. So sabi dito, no, Bethel paid its long-term obligation. So isa to sa mga kailangang isettle natin. So when settling it, we have to calculate how much yung ating kailangang bayaran, no? Magkano yung amortization. So, yung amortization, we will not be discussing about amortization in this course since this will be tackled in your financial management. Let's say, we will be getting the 3% interest per annum in a simple way lang. So, how to get the 3% of 1.2 million? Of course, ang mangyayari, 1.2 million, ita-times natin yan sa 3%. So, 3% when converted into decimal is 0.03. So, kung 30%, 0.3. Kung 10%, 0.1. But since it's 3%, so 0.03. So, let's multiply it using our calculator. That will be 1,200,000 times 0.03. Hence, it will be 36,000 yung kanyang interest. Okay, interest pa lang yan. Of course, you have to settle also that principal. Yung 1.2 million, kailangan mong bayaran yan for 10 years. So, i-divide natin yung 1.2 million divided by 10 years. So, ilan yung kailangan mong bayaran per year? So, magiging 1,200,000 divided by 10. Okay, just to show you, magiging 120,000 plus yung interest natin na 36,000. 36,000. So, you have to pay 156,000 per year. Ha? Okay. So, let's enter this sa journal. When entering it, ayan. Let's write notes payable since liabilities siya. Okay. Mamaminus siya doon sa liabilities. So, yung increase sa ating liabilities, di ba credit, mamaminusan yung liabilities, so magiging debit siya. And we have to pay for it, that's why naging credit si cash. So, nabawasan si cash. Decrease in cash, it has to be credit. That's why 156,000 was entered doon sa credit column. And for the notes, ayan, it was indicated na payment yan for the notes payable. So, this was highlighted blue since we have already dealt with this transaction. Yung mga black, okay na yan. And then, these are all left hanging, yung mga nakapula. So, another note is that, sabi dito, depreciation of Bethel was accounted. How do we calculate for the depreciation? So, right, so for this transaction, let's calculate for the depreciation. The calculation for depreciation will be like this. So, depreciation, depreciation expense, yan yan ha, expense yan per year. Depreciation is usually showed per year. So, how do we calculate it? First, we have to indicate the cost of the product minus its salvage value or the scrap value. No? Yung salvage value, yun yung price kung magkano mo siya pwede pang ibenta after its useful years. Divided by ilan yung useful years. Ayan, useful years. So, itong formula na to, of course, cost. Example, sabi dito, yung cost niya ay 30,000. Its scrap value is 3,000. So, 30,000 minus 3,000, ilan na lang? 27,000. divided by ilang years daw siya? 5 years. Okay? So, tingnan natin sa calculator, 27,000 divided by 5. So, meron tayong worth 5,400 na depreciation expense annually. Yan. 5,400 depreciation expense. So, we have to account this 5,400 annually. So, we can indicate it here. We write the date. Pwedeng hindi na kasi under na natin yan sa December 31 natin, no? So, since depreciation expense siya, paano natin ma-account si depreciation expense? So, si depreciation expense is under siya dito sa expenses. So, when talking about the expenses, ayan, yung expenses natin ay under siya sa A, D, E, LER. Okay? So, ito yung may normal debit balance. Ito naman yung may normal credit balance. Okay? Since expense siya, nadagdagan yung ating expenses. Depreciation expense therefore is calculated as increase doon siya sa listahan natin. Kaya magiging debit siya sa depreciation expense. What else could we account for? After writing the depreciation expense, yung pwede nating partner is the accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation is written below the equipment under the asset side gihapon. Why? Because accumulated depreciation, ito yung makikita natin kung ilan na yung accumulated depreciation a long time. So, ano ito? A long time, nadadagdagan yung accumulated depreciation natin. So, since debit siya sa depreciation expense, makikredit siya sa accumulated depreciation. Written kasi to below the equipment or para makita kung ilan na lang yung natira sa equipment. Okay yan? So, under pa rin yan dito na part since equipment is under the debit balance, normal debit balance. So, makikredit yan sa ating equipment as accumulated depreciation. So, depreciation expense, ayan, we can enter sa journal as depreciation expense, debit, depreciation expense, and credit sa accumulated depreciation. The accumulated depreciation is an account na hindi temporary since we will be accounting this every year. So, the depreciation expense is worth, ilan yon? 5,400. 5,400. And 5,400 na credit. So, kailangan nyo lang maging familiar doon sa mga accounts. So, kanina no, nabanggit ko yung isa pang another account na you have to be familiar with is yung cost of goods sold. Yan. Ito naman ay accumulated depreciation. So, gusto nyo i-highlight natin to yung mga dapat nyo pang mga tandaan na mga accounts. Ayan. So, highlight natin yan. Dark red. Okay, accumulated depreciation. So, we must remember those accounts. Ayan. Depreciation expense. Depreciation expense. Ayan, okay na, no? Na-account na natin yung depreciation expense. So, the next one is the Bethel settled its obligation to 3 Mary. Kasi another thing dito na hindi natin natapos is itong utang ng Bethel Corporation sa 3 Marys, which is worth 300,000 to be settled on December. So, this is credited from the accounts or debited from the accounts payable. Right? So, we will be settling this na, okay, to help you further analyze yung accounts payable natin, saan siya under? Sa first category or sa second category? Syempre, dahil liability siya, we will be settling the accounts payable. So, dito siya, no? Okay, sa accounts payable. Okay. Accounts payable. Yan, accounts payable. Ano pa yung account na kailangan na ma-settle? Cash, kasi we will be paying for our accounts payable. So, a decrease in cash, meaning under siya this category, a decrease in cash would have been credited doon sa account ng cash. Alright, so cash belongs to this category since we're paying for it, so there will be a decrease in cash. Hence, this will be credit. And accounts payable, ano mangyayari sa accounts payable? Mag-i-increase, magdi-decrease din, di ba? Kasi, mababayaran yung utang. Yung listahan ng utang. Hence, this will be debit. So, upon entering into the journal, accounts payable and cash. Okay? So, we'll be entering accounts payable and then cash. Paid accounts to 3 Marys Farm, which is worth 300,000. Yan. So, itong naka-highlight, ito yung mga adjustments. Kaya hinighlight ko para mas makita ninyo, no, kung alin dyan yung encoded only because of the adjustments during the closing of the books. Next note, Bethel received exact due payments from Green Solutions but 2,000 of the accounts receivable cannot be recovered. So, nabayaran lahat kung magkano yung utang ni Green Solution except for the 2,000 na hindi na makaka-recover. Again, another thing to be remembered is the bad debts. Okay? So, ito na yung hindi na ma-recover na mga accounts receivable. Okay? So, let's see dito sa mga hanging transaction natin. Okay? I-analyze ulit natin. So, ano yung mga accounts na maapektuhan? First, dahil sa perspective ni Bethel, we have to look at this in every transaction sa perspective ni Bethel since para kay Bethel yung financial statement na kailangan nating gawin, no? So, dahil nagbayad si Green Solution kay Bethel, of course, number 1, dadagdag or dadami yung pera ni Bethel. So, yung cash niya madadagdagan and yung accounts receivable niya bababa, yung AR niya. Okay? However, meron tayong one of the things na dapat nating tandaan is possible meron tayong bad debts. So, cannot be recovered, sabi dito. So, sabi sa notes natin, Bethel received due payments, pero 2,000 yung cannot be recovered. Possible, ayaw niya nang bayaran kasi sira nung dumating sa kanya yung product na in-order ni Green Solution kay Bethel. So, dahil magiging bad debts yun against our accounts receivable. So, bad debt expense. So, dito yung papasok, bad debts. Yung bad debts expense natin ay expenses. That's why under siya ng ADE, which is debit normal balance. So, dadami yung bad debt expense. So, ito ay magiging debit, DR. Okay? Upon entering it sa journal, first na magiging dadami sa atin yung cash. So, we have to indicate it as cash na naging na debit and the bad debt expense. Bad debt expense. Alright. For the credit balance, mababawasan yung ating accounts receivable. So, for how much? Okay, yung spelling ng receivable, no? EI, hindi IE. Remember when I was in college, balance yung lahat ng sagot ko, pero yung naging mali ko dun sa exam is yung spelling lang na accounts receivable. So, this could be noted as payment of Green Solutions. Okay, so yung cash natin na binayad niya, how much? So, half ng 600,000 for this year is 300,000 plus 350,000 na due this December, 350, 1, 2, 3, less yung ating hindi niya babayaran yung 2,000. Okay, so yung natanggap ni Bethel is 648,000 and yung budget expense natin is 2,000. Accounts receivable, ilan na lang yung accounts receivable or ilan yung na-minus sa accounts receivable natin? Since mama-minus yung 300,000 at saka yung 350, so dito sa ating January 13, no, makikita natin yung January 13 accounted yung 950,000, so 600 plus 350. So, in reference to that, yung ating accounts receivable, mama-minus na ng 300,000 plus 350,000. Ayan. So, pag nag-coding kayo sa Excel, dahil automatic yung plus and minus na, hindi nyo na kailangan maglagay ng mag-calcu. Dahil we can use this formula, equal sign nyo lang. So, ayan. Equal sign, 300,000 plus 350,000. Ayan. So, 650,000 yung na-minus dun sa 950,000. So, sa total, no, kung i-analyze mo, 300,000 pa yung kailangan bayaran ni Green Solution, which is also in reference to January 13th account. Ayan, so highlight na natin to as blue kasi na-settle na natin yung ating transaction sa January 13. Ayan, so makikita nyo balance na, no? Merong dinebit ka, yun din yung kinredit mo. Just to think na same yung ating debit, same yung credit, so balance pa rin siya. Dito naman tayo sa accumulated rent was accounted and Bethel also paid rent in advance for the next year. So, balik tayo dito sa transaction. Anong nangyari? Ito yung isang left hanging natin. Dahil na-enter ito during January 14, ngayon December na. Kaya kailangan na nating ilagay natin to sa journal na na-accumulate na itong binayad niya noong January. So, paano natin to i-analyze? So, of course, dahil na-accumulate na yung rent expense natin or naging rent expense na siya, if you will notice, dito sa January 14 natin na transaction, prepaid rent kasi binayaran siya, ito yung asset natin, nagkaroon tayo ng prepaid rent, in return, nagbigay tayo ng cash. Pero makikita nyo, no, wala tayong prepaid expense dyan. Hindi pa siya nakakonsider as prepaid expense. So, dito pa natin siya makikita. So, dahil nagbayad si Bethel, naging prepaid expense siya, or na-accumulate, ang first natin sa transaction na ma-analyze yung prepaid rent. Okay? Prepaid rent. So, bababa or tataas? Of course, bababa kasi ma-accumulate eh. So, prepaid rent is one of our assets. Then, dahil bumaba siya, so credit. Okay? And, madidebit yung ating prepaid expense. Okay? So, prepaid. Dahil kasama siya ng isa sa expenses. Okay? So, nandito siya na part. Then, debit yun dyan. So, that's the first analysis dito. So, ipasok natin siya dito, no? So, again, debit prepaid expense. So, ilalagay natin siya dito as prepaid expense. Tapos, mababawa siya sa ating prepaid rent, which is part of our assets. Tapos, note, accumulated prepaid rent. So, how much? 72,000. Tapos, hindi pa nagtatapos dyan yung transaction. Kasi sabi niya dito sa notes, na-accumulate yun. At the same time, accumulated rent was accounted. At the same time, yung prepaid rent, nag-advance siya for the next year. So, dahil nagbayad siya ng another for 1 year na rent. So, for a year, yung kanyang rent is how much? 72,000. Ano? So, 72,000. So, dahil nagbayad siya, ang first na bababa is yung ating cash. Okay? Tapos, ang tataas is yung ating prepaid rent. Same as dun sa entry natin during January. So, prepaid rent. Papasok natin siya dito as prepaid rent. Prepaid rent. And cash. So, how much? 72,000. And 72,000. So, paid rent in advance for the year 2025, since our transaction is, or our transactions are accumulated sa 2024. So, yung next rent is for 2025. Ayan. Okay. So, kompleto na yung ating rent expense. So, let's highlight this one kasi natapos na natin itong transaction na to. So, for the other transactions, meron pa pala tayong left hanging dito, no? So, bumili siya ng equipment. So, meron pa rin tong depreciation expense. Since sabi sa note, lahat ng depreciation ay na-accumulate. So, i-accounted, kumbaga. Okay, so dito, let's analyze it again. Using our whiteboard. Okay. So, let's analyze it again. Depreciation. So, sa depreciation natin, Bethel purchased additional equipment for about 50,000, which will be fully depreciated in 10 years, assuming that the depreciation will be accounted in December pa rin. Fully depreciated siya in 10 years, so wala siyang salvage value. So, how much yung kanyang depreciation expense? Okay, so 50,000. So, from 50,000 depreciation expense, so, wala na siyang salvage value. So, automatic na siya yung cost niya divided by ilan yung useful life. useful life. So, yun na yung depreciation expense niya. Ang cost nito is, ilan? 50,000 pesos. Divided by ilang years? 10 years. So, ilan yung ating depreciation per year? So, pakita tayo ng calculation para sure. O yan. So, may 5,000 tayo per annum. Okay? 5,000 per annum na depreciation expense. Okay? So, let's enter it sa journal. So, depreciation expense. So, debit siya sa expense. Depreciation expense. Again, yung ating allowance for budgets or budget expense, no? Let's highlight this one para matandaan nyo na itong mga accounts na to is or can be or must be accounted in. So, depreciation expense and i-ano natin siya sa accumulated depreciation, which is credited dun sa ating equipment pagdating dun sa ating balance sheet. Ayan. So, pwede nating accumulated depreciation. So, kailan to? January 16. So, nung January 16 yung binili mo, kunyari ay dehydrator. Ayan. So, lagyan natin ng note para lagyan accumulated depreciation for the dehydrator. Itong isa, ano yung kanila? Vacuum fryer yon. So, lagyan natin din dito. Depreciation expense for vacuum fryer na equipment. Okay. So, for the depreciation expense, 5,000 yung kailangan nating i-account. So, 5,000 pesos. And 5,000 pesos. So, we have finished the adjustments. Ayan.